Good afternoon and greetings to everyone present here. So we welcome you all to the One Angrakshak Webinar today, and we request you all to stand up at your positions for the national anthem to begin with. And we would also like you to turn on your cameras.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Uh, you may all be seated now. Now we have a short video to show to you all, and kindly do see the video and note down your questions to ask at the end of the session. We would also invite any of you to speak on the same topic and at an interactive. We hope that you all are charged up and are excited for this webinar. Today, we not only aim to tell you about our environment, but we also will be discussing what you can do as one single individual to conserve the environment. The motive of our organization is not only to gather more people and tell them about the environment, but what we are actually doing is educating more people about the current scenario of the nature. And we are also doing constructive practical activities where we have organized various trees plantation drives, and we ourselves have planted multiple trees. The name of our organization, Angrakshak, is derived from the words Van means forest and Angrakshak means bodyguards. So we therefore stand up to live to the meaning of our name.
Former President of India, Bharat Ratna awardee, and the Missile Man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, "A dream is not which you see while sleeping, it is something that does not let you sleep." I take immense pleasure in introducing you today to you, the speakers of the webinar today. At first, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Mundik Pathak, who was Padma Shri nominee for this year, and he is also the founder of Bharat Girl Up and multiple other organizations. He is a United Nations awardee, and he also holds the world record for being the youngest person to be awarded by the United Nations. We welcome you, sir. Next is in our list is Aryan Gupta, who is the founder of our organization, Angrakshak, and he is putting his full efforts to enhance our environment, and he also holds many great achievements. He won a national abacus competition at just 9 years of age, and he also won a national quiz competition from he was invited by the government of India to the ISRO launch center at Sriharikota to witness a live satellite launch. We welcome you, sir. We also have volunteers from our team. Siddhant Dhunna and me will be the part of this webinar.
A general request to everyone before the session start to not to spam the chat box in any sense or unnecessarily unmute yourself. Any such prohibited activity would lead to a serious action against you, including that the participant being removed and being straightaway reported by the team to Google authorities. Without wasting any more time, let us begin with the webinar.
To begin with, we would be first discussing that how our environment has changed from the past. A series of critical environmental issues helped birth of the modern environmental movement. The environment has witnessed many evolutions and many major discoveries. As all history occurs in the natural world, environment tends to focus on particular timescales, geographical regions, or key themes. We all have read many different articles, books, wherein we have read that people in the past actually used to respect the environment and they used to treat the whole environment as their own home. We, as humans, have also figured out a lot about the ancient time. We have also seen that how people have tried their best to upkeep the environment. As per many surveys and easily available articles, it can be hence figured out that what we are lacking in today's world is the feeling of belongingness to the environment and the environment to us in humans. Though there might be numerous individuals and organizations working for the environment, but still there are many people who actually do not pay heed to what is happening to our own mother nature. The environment in the past used to be better as compared to today. As known, due to the absence of large-scale technological equipment, the environment to be known was moreover natural. Without any practical artificial modifications as done today, we all come across many different and new modern technologies that we either find entertaining or we say that they are beneficial for economical or business related purposes. But have we ever thought that these technologies also beneficial or not harmful for the wildlife and environment? We all love keeping pets at home, or many of us also love to explore wildfire. But a less known fact is that sadly, more than half of the technologies created by the humans are harmful for the wildlife and the whole environment. The basic thing over here is that many people come up with the thought that either banning or reducing technologies would provide a less amount of discomfort or it can be harmful for the business and economical purposes. A thought that there are less people think of that moment is that we live in this environment and in this environment is harmed, then we cannot actually survive. Many of you might be thinking that how can just a handful of people, the two main things are that at first, even if there are 100 people, for example, and each one plants one tree per month, then just imagine that in 1 month, 100 trees are planted, and in year 1200, and in a year 1200 trees are being planted. At first, 1200 appears to be a big number, but later in the webinar, we would be presenting you amazing facts that would actually showcase you that 1200 trees are just a small number. The second thing is that many people might have also heard that if that is one person, he or she can tell the same thing to another 10 people, and those 10 people to another 100, and those 100 people to another thousands of people. And ultimately, many people will be educated or indirectly about our own mother nature. We all are well aware of how increasing technological equipments and technological resources are impacting the whole world. Still, many people are unaware that how technological reforms are negatively impacting the environment. One of the major causes of environmental imbalance is increasing population. These technologies have damaged our world in two main ways: pollution and the depletion of natural resources. Air pollution occurs when harmful or excessive quantities of gases such as CO2, CO, sulfur dioxide, nitric oxide, and methane are introduced into the Earth's atmosphere. They all are very harmful. The impact of so many humans on the environment takes two major forms: consumption of resources such as land, food, water, air, fossil fuels, and minerals; waste products such as consumption of air and water pollutants, toxic materials, and greenhouse gases. Now let's have Aryan Gupta, the founder of One Angrakshak, to brief us on what we can do to enhance the environment and how can we make a difference.
In the words of Bapu, Mahatma Gandhi, what we are doing to the forests of the world is but a mirror reflection of what we are doing to ourselves and one another. The first way to counter environmental issues is commonly discussed and is to use reusable or recyclable bags. Reusable,
Thank,
reusable bags are made from renewable resources and help to prevent the buildup of greenhouse gases. When a reusable bag when a reusable bag is made from materials like jute, cotton, or bamboo, the environment reaps with benefits. The biggest positive of reusable bags is that their use cuts down on the amount of litter on land and in the ocean. Studies have found that bans on plastics in the cities in the United States and Europe have decreased the amount of plastic litters in nearby waters. In India itself, 25 Indian states and union territories now have some form of ban on polythene carry bags. Every day, Indian cities generate 15,000 tons of plastic waste, enough to fill 15,000 trucks at 10 tons per truck, of which 9,000 tons are collected and processed or recycled, while the remaining 6,000 tons or 600 truckloads usually litter drains, street, or are dumped in the landfills, according to a January 2015 assessment report of the CPCB. When a reusable bag is made from a material that can be recycled, like RPET, which is made from plastic bottles, or even reusable bags made from cotton, the bag can be recycled when it becomes worn out. The second way is less discussed but is commonly heard and is to print as little as necessary. Obviously, printing involves three widely categorized things that are that are paper, a printer, and ink. Usually, printers are made up of plastic bottles and a lot of paper while printing, so we are in turn wasting up a natural resource because it has alternatives. Using less paper can help your business to do its part to the environment and reduce your carbon footprint. Reducing your usage of paper helps to prevent trees from being cut down and eliminates the energy that is used to convert a tree into a piece of white printing paper. Paper production also adds a significant amount of pollution to our atmosphere and to our water supplies. The resulting wastewater can find its way into our freshwater sources. Printer cartridges. Printer ink is toxic to human beings. but in most cases, you would need to directly ingest it to see the effects. A very recent example that I would like to put forward to you all is that you all have heard about the budget of India recently presented in the parliament on 1st Feb 2021, and the complete budget was presented paperlessly, and instead digital products such as tablets and smartphones were used. Talking about the general public, if people do not have these digital products, then we appeal them to reuse and minimize the use of paper. Use a reusable beverage container. By reusing an item, it doesn't end up in a landfill. Reusing isn't just about keeping the same containers and deciding that you've done something good for the environment. It's about continually reducing your waste and cleaning material so that these reusable items consistently mitigate your carbon footprint. Reusing containers and other items prevent pollution caused by reducing the need to harvest new raw materials. Reusing containers and other items prevent pollution caused by reducing the need to harvest new raw materials. It reduces greenhouse gas emissions that contribute to global climate change and helps sustain the environment for future generations. When you're reusing something, you are using more water and detergent than you normally would be, as opposed to just tossing it in the garbage. Reusable items do have a personal monetary gain that's fairly immediate. Last but not the least, the most popularly discussed method, that is to save water. I would just like to tell you all that saving water is not just for the nature or the environment, but it is also for your own life, because without water, life cannot thrive. Using water saving techniques can save you money and diverts less water from our rivers, bays, and estuaries, which help which helps keep the environment healthy. It can also reduce water and wastewater treatment costs and the amount of energy used to treat, pump, and heat water. Only humans do not stay on this planet, but terrestrial, aerial, arboreal, and aquatic animals also do stay here, and they also do need water for their survival. In fact, aquatic animals live within water. We all know that water is a limited resource. We know global warming is real, but are we doing enough to make a change? Water conservation lies at the crux of sustainability. In order to make sure all living beings can continue to enjoy the gift of life, we need to first ensure that the natural resources are available for all, and this will only happen when we become more conscious for our lifestyle, wastage, and consumption patterns. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have a guest of the webinar, Mr. Mundit Pathak, founder of the Bharat Golab, to give a speech.
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So first of all, namaste to everyone present here, and thank you for having me and for having such a beautiful initiative on environment, right? So we, in our locality, in our surrounding, in our society, we see everyone is talking about environment. कि pollution हो रहा है, प्रदूषण हो रहा है, दिल्ली में pollution है, यहाँ पे ये है, मुंबई में ये है, right? Amazon rainforest का case भी हुआ था. So there are multiple amount of cases which are coming day by day because of this globalization, because of this modernization, and because of all the other stuff. I guess you all must be aware of the young environmental activist Greta ma'am and Ridhima Pandey ma'am and plenty more. There are plenty more other young environment activists, those who are coming out of their comfort zone. They are coming out of their houses alone without caring about their studies, without caring about what the people will think, right? they are just focusing on bringing the change in the society. They are a change maker, right? So when we are talking here about environment, save water, save plants, save animals, so let me just clear one thing. Saying about save water, save environment won't do anything. Today I'll be telling you 2-3 stories of young change makers in our country, so that you all could get inspired, and more than getting inspired, you all could just do action, because actions speak louder than words. We will be just saying that won't be affecting our society in any terms, right? कहने से कुछ नहीं होता है, करने से होता है, right? So the first example is I could see screen में 4 नंबर पे save water लिखा है. So I'll be starting with this only. So एक चेंज मेकर है, आई डोंट नो आप लोगों ने नाम सुना है कि नहीं सुना है. हर नेम इज गर्विता गुलाटी. शी इज द वाटर गर्ल ऑफ इंडिया, राइट? सो मैं उनकी स्टोरी बताऊंगा. बहुत कॉमन स्टोरी है, बहुत ही ऑर्डिनरी स्टोरी है, बट शी इज क्रिएटिंग अ ग्रैंड लेवल ऑफ इम्पैक्ट. सो उनकी स्टोरी की शुरुआत ऐसे हुई थी. शी एंड वन ऑफ हर फ्रेंड, नॉट वन ऑफ हर, bunch of friends, they went to hotel. वो होटल गए. अब वहां पे everyone go hotel, so we order food, then food के साथ we get water, right? हम लोग को गिलास में पानी मिलता है, ठीक है, सबको मिलता है पानी. so उन्होंने देखा कि गिलास में वेटर पानी ला रहा है. वेटर ने ऐसे ऐसे करके फुल गिलास ऑफ वाटर, राइट, अभी तो हाफ भरा हुआ है, वेटर ने फुल गिलास ऑफ वाटर भरा हुआ था. एंड नॉर्मली आप सब भी देखेंगे जब हम होटल में जाते हैं तो हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, वेटर प्लीज रिफिल द ग्लास. तो वो पूरा भरता है, राइट? He fills that glass full. So what Garvita ma'am got an idea that instead of asking him to refill full glass of water, can't we ask him to fill half a glass of water? Because 90% or 80% of the crowd जो होटल जाते हैं people, वो लोग पूरा गिलास पानी कभी नहीं पीते हैं. They drink either half, either somewhat. मतलब वो लोग पानी पूरा कभी नहीं पीते हैं, वो पानी वेस्ट होता है, राइट? एंड इफ यू आर सेइंग अ वेटर टू फिल हाफ अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर, लाइक इफ यू कुड सी, ये गिलास हाफ अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर ही है, ठीक है, इतना पानी अगर आपको पीना है, सो आपको इतना पानी सफिशिएंट है, राइट? वन टाइम में. इफ यू वांट मोर यू कैन डिमांड मोर, राइट? वेटर प्लीज फिल इट अगेन. बट सिंस इनिशियल लेवल पे ऑन दी फर्स्ट गो मेजॉरिटी ऑफ अस वेस्ट दैट वन ग्लास ऑफ वाटर, में से मेजॉरिटी हम लोग वेस्ट करते हैं. तो वेस्ट ना हो पानी, हाफ अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर का कॉन्सेप्ट बनाया उन्होंने. एंड व्हेन शी वेंट, आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि ऐसे थोड़ी ना होता है कि एकदम से हम चले जाएंगे, हर होटल वाले हमारी बात मान लेंगे. नहीं मानी थी. गर्विता मैम की भी बात होटल वालों ने नहीं मानी थी जब वो इनिशियली गई 1, 5, 10 होटल्स के पास, बिकॉज शी वाज अ किड, राइट? बच्चे थे, अभी यूथ थे. तो यूथ की बात कि हाफ ग्लास वाटर आप अपने होटल में लॉन्च करो, कोई नहीं मानता है. सो डस their hotel people as well, right? उन्होंने भी नहीं माना. But down the line what she realized कि एक एक इंडिविजुअल होटल पे जाने से नहीं होगा. So she tapped international और Indian hotel association. So this is our association of all the hotels in the country. एक संस्था बनाई है सारे होटल्स वालों ने मिलके. So she tapped that main organization. उन्होंने वहां टैप करा, वहां पे अपना आइडिया पिच करा. सो उनको ये आइडिया बहुत अच्छा लगा. सो दैट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिलीज अ रूल दैट इन एवरी होटल या इन मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द होटल जितने भी उस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर आते हैं, रजिस्टर्ड है, वो लोग हाफ अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर का कॉन्सेप्ट अपनाएंगे. एंड टुडे आई गेस मोर देन 2 years हो गए हैं गर्विता मैम को सब काम करते हुए. एंड टुडे देयर आर नॉट नेशनली बट इंटरनेशनली ऑल्सो देयर is this concept of half a glass of water, which is fruitfully functioning in the hotels of India and international as well. And she is a part of Ashoka Young Change Makers. अगर किसी को नहीं पता है what is Ashoka Young Change Maker, you can check in the Google. It is an organization for all the social entrepreneurs, for all the change makers, to give them support, to inspire them, to motivate them, right? So small concept है save water. स्मॉल सा उन्होंने एक इनिशिएटिव लिया हाफ अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर का, जो कि बहुत आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स है. लोग सोचते भी नहीं है ऐसा चीजें, राइट? कि आधा ग्लास पानी का कुछ ऐसा भी हो सकता है कभी जिंदगी में कि हर जगह होटल में आधा ग्लास पानी ही मिलेगा. वेरी रेयर थिंग टू बी थॉट अपॉन. बट उन्होंने वो थॉट लिया बिकॉज शी वॉज एन चेंज मेकर, बिकॉज शी इज अ चेंज मेकर. शी इज अ पर्सन विद एन एंटरप्रेन्योरियल माइंडसेट, आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स थिंकिंग. she came out of her comfort zone. So मेरा motive ये story बताने का सिर्फ इतना है, यहाँ पे 34 people हैं including me. So all of us are change maker, all of us are young change maker, because जो बिल ड्रेटन सर हैं, the founder of Ashoka and the godfather of social entrepreneurship, social entrepreneur का concept जो world में लाए हैं वो बिल सर ही लाए हैं. His name is Bill Drayton, you can Google him as well. So he clearly mentioned that everyone is a change maker, it's just that you need to realize your change making ability, right? So if you wanted to bring the change in whatever field you are interested in, just put some of your efforts, some of your mindset, like just think what unique out of the box you can do to create a difference. And once you get that unique idea, work on that idea, execute on that idea, build a proper team, build a proper channel, see the impact which you wanted to create, and then you are going to give back to society in terms of serving the society, right? Because at the end of the day, we all are the part of society. We have taken various things from society. Society has given us various beautiful things. So now it's our turn to give back to society, right? So this is a very basic thing that every youth of today, every globalized youth, my name is known as Artistic Yogi. Yogi means Youth of Global India. Right, so every youth of this globalized India should contribute some hours of their day towards volunteering for society. There are different domains to it. You can either do in the equality, environment, water, and there are plenty things, right? Women empowering, youth empowering, various aspects of volunteering. It's just that you are interested, or what is your USP, what is your interest, so according to that you do those things, right? So it is simple as that. You are talking about environment, very good, take initiative, start an organization like Aryan did, very good, very appreciable of Aryan starting an organization for the environment, right? And then you, if you're talking about recycle thing, start a company which can recycle something, right? Do proper research, do proper market analyzation, and then see what exploration is left. Because see, currently अभी भी वर्ल्ड में बहुत कुछ है जो इनवेंटेड है, अभी इन्वेंट नहीं हुआ है, right? Plenty of things are there to be invented. So it's just your mindset कि आप क्या खोजते हो. बिकॉज अभी भी हमको सिर्फ जितना वर्ल्ड पता है उतना ही पता है, रेस्ट 99% इज लेफ्ट टू बी एक्सप्लोर्ड, टू बी इन्वेंटेड. बहुत सी चीजें हैं which can be manipulated, which can be done, right? It's just that what is your clear idea, your agenda. Coming back to the environment thing, so yes, planting something which is known like plant, there are various other organizations as well, those who are working, right? So Aryan and team, I will be telling them personally also, and to all of you people, you can volunteer with Aryan's organization. They are doing very fruitful job. But above all, if you are there in some other locality, because I feel that different localities की अपनी एक अलग प्रॉब्लम होती है, अलग environmental issues होते हैं. So try to do that, right? I find in Mumbai there are various initiatives which work for river cleaning. In Delhi also we have Yamuna project, right? Sparsh Ganga, who work for the Ganga cleanliness drive. And then we have plant a tree movement. Sorry, we have Friday for Future, right? It has branches all across the country. Friday for Future India, Almora, and all of those things. So there are opportunities. It's just that are you interested in gaining those opportunities, doing those things not for anyone else out there, not for your family, not for the society, not for anyone, but for your inner satisfaction, right? For your inner self, for the real you. Because at the end of the day, it's the two big things which matters a lot, junoon and sukoon. If you are doing the work which is giving you junoon, and at the end of the day when you go to sleep, you are getting proper sukoon with that work. So that is the main thing which you are really interested in. Do that work. And if amongst both of the thing one is missing, don't do that. You are on a wrong track, right? So just remember two things, junoon and sukoon. Do your each and everything keeping in mind these two stuff, and I will be guessing that you all are very great talented minds out here doing different extracurricular activities, doing different stuff, and it's really great that in this COVID time also we could discuss these things, right? Plant a tree or whatever, so we save water, save ban single use plastics and all of those things, right? Just focus, just be calm, and just try to bring that change in the society by first bring that change in yourself. Mr. Mahatma Gandhi sir has quoted this very beautiful quote, that first bring the change in yourself so that you can bring that change in this world, right? So with this, I guess this is up from my side, and if any one of you wanted to have any guidance from me, any personalized opinion, feedback, amendment, suggestion, you are definitely welcome. I'll be dropping my number in the comment section. You can WhatsApp me anytime, right? So that will be justice to the fact that I am ready to help every possible youth in every possible ways. So yeah. So with this, thank you very much for inviting me, and yeah, namaste to all.
All right. Now let's have some volunteers from our virtual audience to speak about the environment, and kindly raise your virtual hands or answer the polls asked in the poll section.
Anybody who wants to speak may raise their hands or can unmute themselves directly.
Does anyone have questions?
All right, so seeing that we don't have any questions, we have 10 top facts to present about the environment. Landfills are composed of
Yes.
35% of packaging materials. And did you know that the amount of trash buried in landfills has doubled since 1960? The United States ranks about in the middle of the major countries like United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, etc. in landfill disposal. The United Kingdom ranks the highest, burying about 90% of its solid waste in landfills. And where does all this trash end up? Well, 55% gets buried in landfills, 33% gets recycled, and 12.5% goes to the incinerators. With a little forethought, we could reuse or recycle more than 70% of the waste that goes to the landfills, which includes valuable materials such as grass, metal, and paper. The main proven reason behind these is plastic, in any sense, whether it be polythene or packaging materials. When plastic ends up in the environment, it tends to bind with the environmental pollutants. With plastic that moves through the food chain, the attached toxins can also accumulate in animal fat and tissues through a process called bioaccumulation. And therefore, our appeal to everyone is to minimize the use of plastic and other packaging materials to reduce the dumping of these materials. Secondly, the second fact we have is the world's oldest trees are more than 4,600 years old. This is a list of the oldest known trees as reported in the reliable sources. Definitions of what constitutes an individual tree vary. In addition, tree ages are derived from a variety of sources, including documented tree rings, count core samples, and from estimates. For these reasons, this article presents three lists of the oldest trees, each using varying criteria. Near the mountain tops of the Great Basin, you will find the world's oldest living tree, the Great Basin brittle cone pine, Pinus longivi. This remarkable tree ekes out a living in most adverse conditions, growing at the same pace as the mountain over its 4 to 5,000 years lifespan. Take the 1.5-mile walk to the grove of ancient trees in the shadows of the Wheeler Peak and experience the beauty of this tree that survives against the odds. The Prometheus tree in the Wheeler Park, Nevada, United States, is considered to be the oldest recognized tree with over 4,900 years of age. Thirdly, we can save 75,000 trees if we recycle the paper used on daily run of the New York Times alone. From 1851 to 2017, the New York Times published around 60,000 print issues containing about 3.5 million pages and 15 million articles. To produce each week's Sunday newspaper, 500,000 trees must be cut down. Recycling a single run of the Sunday New York Times would save 75,000 trees. This amounts to over to many trees per year. The amount of wood and paper we throw away each year is enough to get heat to 5 crore homes for 20 years. Fourthly, we have 27,000 trees are cut down each day so we can save toilet paper. Worldwide, the equivalent of almost 270,000 trees is either flushed or dumped in landfills every day, and roughly 10% of this total paper is attributed to toilet paper, according to the latest issues of World Watch magazine. Meanwhile, growing populations, adoption of the Western lifestyles, and sanitation improvements in developing countries are driving the increased use of toilet paper. The magazine added that the result is that forests in both the global north and south are under assault by paper companies competing to fill consumer demands. During the time it takes you to read this sentence, 50,000 12-ounce aluminum cans are made. More aluminum goes into beverage cans than any other product. During the time it takes you to read this sentence, 350,000 aluminum cans are produced every minute. There is no limit to the number of times an aluminum cans can be recycled. We consume over 80 trillion aluminum cans each day, and aluminum is the most recyclable of all materials. Discarded aluminum is even more valuable than any other item in the recycling bin. And Americans throw away more than $700 million worth of aluminum cans each year. The aluminum industry spends more than $800 million a year to on the recycled cans. The world's tallest tree is a coast redwood in California, measuring more than 360 feet or 110 meters. Hyperion is a coast redwood in California that was measured at 115.85 meters, which ranks it as the world's tallest known tree. Hyperion was discovered on 25th of August 2006 by naturalist Chris Atkins and Michael Taylor. This tree was verified as standing 115.55 meters tall by Stephen Sillett. The tree was found in a remote area of Redwood National and State Parks, purchased in 1978. It is estimated to contain about 530 million of the wood. This park also houses the second most tallest tree, which is called the Helios, and the third tallest, Icarus. Sillett estimates Hyperion to be about 600 years old, while others report it to be roughly about 700 to 800 years old. All right, one glass bottles require 4,000 years to decompose. Producing glass from virgin materials requires 30% more energy than producing it from crushed and used glass. The energy saved from the recycling one glass bottle will operate a 100-watt light bulb for 4 hours. It takes approximately 1 million years for a glass bottle to break down at the landfill. When a dropped glass shatters or a rock chips the car's windshield, it's tempting to think of the glass as a fragile material. Actually, it's one of the longest lasting man made materials. The New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services estimates that it takes 1 million years for a glass bottle to compose in the environment, with conditions in a landfill even more protected. Eighth, an estimated 250 million trees can be saved each year if every published newspaper is recycled. To produce each week's Sunday newspaper, 500,000 trees must be cut down. If all our newspapers were recycled, we could save just about 250,000 trees each year. If every American recycled just 1/10 of their newspaper, we would be able to save about 25,000 trees in each year, and each ton of recycled paper can save 17 trees, 380 gallons of oil, 3 cubic yards of landfill space, 4,000 kilowatts of energy, and 7,000 gallons of water. This represents 64% energy saving, a 58% water saving, and a 60 pounds less of air pollution. The waste collected and recycled by the municipalities is said to be very efficient and successful in eliminating all productions of materials like plastic, aluminum, and therefore preventing newer emissions of carbon dioxide. Through recycling and composting of waste, approximately 181 million metric tons of carbon dioxide was eliminated in 2014. Recycling is the process of converting waste materials into new materials and objects. The recovery of energy from waste materials is often included in this concept. Small changes can reduce the energy demands of a home, such as LED lights, using average thermostats, and changing to energy efficient appliances. Now, LED is a highly energy efficient lighting technology and has the potential to fundamentally change the future of the lighting world. Residential LEDs, especially Energy Star rated products, use at least 75% less energy and last 25 times longer than the incident lighting. LED lighting is different from our lighting sources such as the normal bulbs and the CFLs. The high efficiency and directional nature of the LEDs make them ideal for many industrial uses. And these increasingly common in streets like and LEDs are increasingly common in street lights, parking garage lightings, walkway, and other outdoor area of lightings.
Yeah. For the conclusion, we have an interactivity session. The participants can interact with the guests and the team One Angrakshak for any questions and queries. Yeah, so guys, you can interact with us.
We would love to entertain questions from anyone. So, Hassan Ishrak, you have a question, I guess. You can speak, please.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So my questions, it's basically I've got two questions. So my first question is, what's the best thing or the best thing we can do to save our environment? And the second question, what's the most dangerous thing that's destroying the environment? Is does the what lack of consciousness of the mass people, or is it something else? Thank you.
So maybe I'd like to answer your question. So the basically you've asked like what is the best and the worst thing for the environment. So for the best thing, there is no such thing as best, but to categorically talking, so I would consider recycling the best option. Or if recycling isn't so feasible for remote locations, best thing is to save water, because water is actually available everywhere. Touch wood. So that is why we all are here today. So the best thing I'd guess is to like save water. So you all have water at home, maybe in the form of drinking water or tap water. So please do do any possible way. The very basic example we've all come across through is like to switch off, like to turn off the tap while we are like brushing, or so any possible way like that is the best thing to do. And the worst thing is actually, I guess you self answered your question, and that was the best thing, and that is the actually best answer to the question, is that lack of awareness amongst people is actually the worst thing. And if uh, people are actually unaware of anything, when they're unaware of anything, so it is actually very bad. Or when, as it is commonly said, half little knowledge or half knowledge is dangerous. So not to have a half or little
All right, guys. I see that we are facing some network
for
issues
the
with the founder here.
sorry
So
for
wait
the
for a minute.
inconvenience caused. So I'd just like to ask, I'd just like to concluded what I was telling, that please please be aware and not to be half aware of any topic. So that would be the best thing. And to actually to like when people are doing things like purposely wasting water, not with the aim of wasting water, but like sprinkling it around for no reason, and like using those squeezy bottles for just fun sake, is actually, even if you're wasting 10 milliliters of water, or even any sort of even 1 milliliter, then you are actually destroying the whole cycle, and it can be very harmful for the whole environment. I hope the question is answered. Any other question regarding to the environment, or to regarding our NGO or anything, please go ahead and ask.
Guys, one thing I would like to tell about the NGO that I've volunteered for is the one Angrakshak. It is a very good organization, totally non-profit. All you have to do is get the membership, and you will the money that you will pay, you will get the money back after a year, and also some interest after giving the money. For instance, you take a for instance, you take the 50 rupees membership. You will get 65 rupees back after a year. So you see, it's a profit for you and a totally non-profit organization. So I believe all of you can think and just go to the website and think like you like it or not. But what we are doing is a very noble cause, and I believe you will like it. So please visit the website.
Any other questions, please? You may raise your hands or unmute yourself directly. So moving forward, we see no questions or any sort of interactivity amongst anyone. So, so for the final conclusion, I'd like to just give a short note. So basically, we, you all have come across facts, discussions, and many other things. We at Team One Angrakshak, we are tirelessly putting our full efforts to conserve our own Mother Nature. We in India, we actually have this culture of giving the, we actually treat our nature as our mother, as so we are putting our full efforts to conserve our Mother Nature. We have till now organized a tree plantation drive in 2019, where we went door to door in Chandigarh Tri City, and distributed uh, saplings to many people. And then just recently in December, we also shipped many seeds, free packet of seeds, amongst various locations in India, and almost in every state there were many people who opted for this free drive. So not only distributing these plants and saplings and seeds, but we are also planning to celebrate the celebrating the first year of Van Angrakshak in April, on April 25, 2021. And we are organizing a contest. We are organizing a contest, and we are also organizing a webinar and a free tree plantation drive and seeds distribution drive across India. So we'll just give you the link of the group and the other registration links in the group and in the chat. So please do look at them, and please do fill a feedback form that I will just post it in the chat and in the group. Please do fill the feedback form so that we can improve on our mistakes. Thank you all for attending this webinar. Just please wait for 10 seconds. I'll just post the link of the feedback form. I missed a question. There was a question asked by Haranarayan Padhi, how to be a part of our organization. It's just like you can volunteer simply. I'll just post the link of volunteering in the chat, and you can just fill out that form to volunteer. And volunteering is absolutely free with many perks. So it is, and actually you are helping us to grow. So you are helping us to grow. So I've posted the link of the feedback form in the chat. So please do fill it. And now I have also given the link to volunteer. So please do fill out. Anyone can fill out the form to volunteer for our organization. So any questions before we end this meeting? So I guess there are no questions. So maybe thank you all for attending this webinar, and please do fill the feedback form. Thank you for Mr. Mudit Pathak to attend and address us all. And a very special thanks to Abhiraj and Siddhant for organizing, for helping us organize. Another question, is membership or volunteer same? No, it is actually different. Like membership is something where you are actually connected with us on a separate platform and a separate on a separate motive, where you are actually planting trees and getting some money back for planting trees. And membership has perks like you get free seeds with only few nominal shipping charges across India. You get informative quizzes on plants and nature, and with and in our top two memberships we also give like the quizzes with cash prizes and free seeds, as I told you, with shipping charges. And volunteer is actually when you are helping us for other things, like maybe gaining a larger audience, telling more people, gaining members, or helping us in the administrative or technical side. And the next question is that how many drives we organize every month. It is not anything in it is not anything decided, but we do try to organize 3 to 4 drives each year. And so this year the first drive we are upcoming that is upcoming is in April. And you anyone we'll just post the link in the group, and we'll also email you the same link, where we have an art contest, a quiz contest, art quiz, and an essay writing and a digital poster making contest, then a free seed distribution drive and a planting drive, and many other things. So please do visit our website. I have given the another question for the feedback form. I've given it in the chat, and the website I also have put it. So please everyone do visit our website. You may also download the Vanangrakshak app from the Play Store. So thank you all for attending this webinar. Any other queries, please do ask. We are
Thank you guys a lot for coming here and seeing the environment, what the condition of the environment.
thank you all for your comments, and you all may start leaving. Thank you.
Thank you very much to come here and talk about nature.